go. I want to show you this. Yeah. I'm not even sure if Western Europe or the West in general would stand in defense of Poland if Russia attacked it. I have my doubts, quite honestly. I'm skeptical if the West would defend Poland. We shouldn't even be talking about Poland being attacked. We should be talking about pushing out all of the Russian forces out of Ukraine. Watch this. Look at this. Check this out.
We're hearing that Russia wants to force Ukraine to hold new elections in order to sign any kind of a peace deal. Is that something that the U.S. would ever support?
Well, we have a situation where we haven't had elections in Ukraine, where we have martial law, essentially martial law in Ukraine, where the leader in Ukraine, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's down at 4% approval rating, and where a country has been blown to smithereens. You got
Zelensky's not down at 4% approval rating. Hello, greater ain't. Yeah, I do. Like, this is ridiculous to say. This whole Zelensky is an illegitimate president is a really stupid line. It's a Russian, it's a Russian smear campaign, basically saying that, well, we cannot really deal with Ukraine because Zelensky is an illegitimate president because there's been no election, knowing perfectly well that during wartime there cannot be an election, that millions of Ukrainians are internally and externally displaced, that there are no structures in place to guarantee a safe election for Ukrainian people. If you organized election during wartime, that would be just a prime target for Russians to bomb. Okay?
most of the cities are laying on their sides. The buildings are collapsed. It looks like a massive demolition site. So many of the cities. I mean, they haven't done it in Kiev because I guess they don't want to shoot too many rockets in there.
Kyiv also just has good anti-air.
They've done it 20%, but they haven't done it 100%. If they wanted to do it 100%, it would probably happen very quickly. But you have cities that are absolutely decimated.
Oh my
They've
God.
done it 20%, but
Did he just actually say that? He actually said it. He actually said if Russia wanted it, it would have just destroyed the entirety of Kyiv, no problem. This is Russian talking points. If Russia really wanted to hurt Ukraine, it would have done it a long time ago. It just doesn't want to.
haven't done it 100%. If they wanted to do it 100%, it would probably happen very quickly. But you have cities that are absolutely decimated. And yeah, I would say that, when they want a seat at the table, you could say the people wouldn't the people of Ukraine have to say, like, it's been a long time since we've had an election. That's not a Russia thing. That's something coming from me and coming from many other countries also.
No, it's not something coming out of many other countries also. This is stupid. This is actually about Russia. This is pro-Russian propaganda spouted by the American president that wants to be good friends with Vladimir Putin and Russia. Technically speaking, it can. The question isn't if it can, the question is if it will. Because the individual nation states of the European Union cling to the idea that they are still separate, that they have their own sovereignty, and creating a European army is seen as breaching that sovereignty, and that's why many countries in the EU oppose the idea of creating a unified European army. That has been the case for years. That's been the chief reason. It should have happened a long time ago, and the streamlining of manufacturing of arms across Europe should have happened a long time ago, but it didn't, and it caused a lot of problems. That's the reality. Like, individual nation states in the European Union shouldn't just increase their military spending on their own. It should all be coordinated, and it should all be streamlined. The type of equipment that is being used, the type of training that is being given to the soldiers, it should all be interchangeable. A soldier from Germany should be well acquainted with the military equipment of people from Poland. It should be just no problem for them to use that equipment across the board without having any problems. But as it stands, that's just not the case. Even if you have standardized models, standardized systems for artillery, for example, and standard shells, then the individual European Union countries will put their own little tweaks on them, and they will end up incompatible with certain types of artillery systems. It's a huge problem, because then it's a glorified Franco-German Empire of Europe, or so the Eurosceptics say. I mean, the European Union has a lot of problems that it needs to deal with, a lot, and unfortunately, and the European Union is not even united on the topic of Ukraine. Look at Slovakia, look at Hungary, right? So there you have it. You have Trump openly endorsing Russian propaganda. Zelensky is not a legitimate president because no election, 4% approval, even though how would you even organize? Like, he just said it himself that a lot of Ukrainian cities are leveled to the ground. How would you organize elections in a situation like this? Just how? And it's second is, if Russia really wanted to use its all might, then Kiev would be destroyed. It's just not true. That's just not true. It's stupid to say that. Okay? It's just silly to say that.